Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 11 starts now.
Good evening. Today, the Fresno County District Attorney's Office announced they are not filing criminal charges against Monsignor Craig Harrison. 23 ABC's Leslie Gooden joins us in studio to tell us why the DA's office says they've come to this decision. Leslie?
Good evening. That's right, Jess. This development seems to bring an end to a series of 3 investigations open against Harrison, which were Firebaugh, Merced, and Bakersfield. Tonight, parishioners are saying they had no doubt that this will be the outcome, and Harrison's attorney says he's still fighting to clear Harrison's name.
I think that his reputation is vindicated, and I'm happy to hear it.
Mary Ann Long is among the many parishioners of St. Francis of Assisi who have continued to support Monsignor Craig Harrison during the allegations of sexual misconduct brought against him. On Friday, many saying their prayers have been answered after the Fresno District Attorney's Office announced that they are not seeking criminal charges against Harrison.
We're innocent, until we're proven guilty, and I think they've done they went out of their way to do a really thorough job of investigating. And I personally, I'm not surprised at all.
The Fresno District Attorney's Office decision concludes a series of 3 investigations, which included accusations in Firebaugh, Merced, and Bakersfield. Kern County, Merced County authorities have previously declined to press charges in relation to sexual misconduct claims against Harrison in Bakersfield and Merced. A statement by the DA's office said in part it has, quote, concluded that the applicable statute of limitations bars the filing of criminal charges. While the allegations made against Monsignor Harrison appear credible to investigators, they reportedly occurred in the 1990s. These allegations were not reported to law enforcement until April of 2019. Delayed reporting is not uncommon in sexual assault cases, but it can limit the ability to criminally charge and prosecute offenders. But Harrison's lawyer, Kyle Humphrey, says this case is far from over.
This is a big deal. We're very happy, and I know that he feels a sense of relief. But by tomorrow, we'll be back working on it because we don't like the press release, the character of it by Fresno DA. It's completely unprofessional. We'll be looking at any legal remedies we have for that. We also will continue our investigation that they didn't do.
Humphrey says he's outraged by the term credible allegations on the press release, saying it will be continual damage in his name in Bakersfield and beyond.
I think that they're using a term of art that's come out in the Me Too generation. Nobody wants to look bad by dismissing an allegation, no matter how crazy it is. But it could be deeper than that. It could be malice.
In their statement, Fresno District attorneys noted that a different statute of limitations may apply to civil actions, but Humphrey says he's not worried about those.
Bring it on. I mean, honestly, you will never convince me that the personal injury attorneys who give money to political campaigns, who have been pushing to extend the statute of limitations around the country, didn't know this was going to happen. They come out and posture and pretend that these are just people, the statute's expired, they have no financial interest in it.
Humphrey says that he and Harrison felt that the Fresno Diocese did not have Harrison's best interests and will make it difficult for him to return to his duties here and impossible to go anywhere else.
Humphrey adds that Harrison is preparing to file a lawsuit sometime next week against the diocese, and we will continue to seek further information and documents on their overall investigation. And we'll continue to follow this case closely, and we'll update you as we learn more. In studio, let's look at 23 ABC News, connecting you.
New tonight, a man is in custody facing DUI charges after he crashed his truck into a motorcycle, killing the rider. According to Bakersfield police, at about 6 p.m., BPD officers responded to reports of a major injury crash at the intersection of Chester Avenue and 2nd Street in central Bakersfield. Upon arrival, officers discovered the crash involved a motorcycle and a pickup truck. The man riding the motorcycle suffered major injuries and later died at the scene. Police say the pickup truck driver, Torres Dawson, remained at the scene and was eventually determined to be intoxicated. Dawson was arrested for DUI and gross vehicular manslaughter and was booked into the Kern County Jail. The identity of the motorcycle rider will be released by the Kern County Coroner's Office after notification of next of kin. Anyone with information regarding the incident asked to call BPD at 327-7111. Turning now to a traffic alert for this weekend. The contractor for the 24th Street Improvement Project announced they are continuing their paving operations at the Oak Street and 24th Street intersection. The work will require an around-the-clock closure on Oak Street between 21st Street and 24th Street and on the north side of 24th Street now until 5 a.m. Monday, February 17th. One lane in each direction will remain open through the intersection for east to west traffic on 24th Street, but no right or left turn movements will be allowed while work is underway. Oak Street will be closed on the north side of 21st Street, but the remainder of the Oak Street and 21st Street intersection will remain open. There will be detours available. Officials advise drivers to slow down and watch for construction workers while driving through the work zone.
I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. Temperatures were feeling very nice and warm out there today. 69 degrees was our high here in Bakersfield. That's 6 above our seasonal norm. But overnight lows are going to be cooling down. 42 is going to be the temperature early tomorrow morning in Bakersfield, and the valley will be seeing those upper 30s, low 40s, 32 into Hatchby and 38 in Lake Isabella. And as we head into your Saturday and Sunday, you can expect very high thin clouds that will be passing through, but by Monday we are going to be seeing very cloudy conditions due to our next storm system. I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes. As for temperatures tomorrow, we are going to be back to those low 70s here in Bakersfield, and air quality is going to remain moderate with an AQI of 68. I have more details on your President's Day weekend forecast coming up next.
We turn now to the latest on the coronavirus outbreak. There are now more than 64,000 cases worldwide, most of them in China. Here in the U.S., another new case confirmed today. This as we get an update on that Diamond Princess cruise ship in Japan, where passengers have been quarantined for 9 days. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports from Los Angeles.
Evacuations finally beginning on that cruise ship docked in Yokohama, Japan, after more than 200 people on board contracted the COVID-19 coronavirus. The first 11 healthy passengers released to continue their precautionary quarantine on land. The other 3,600 people still on board, confined to their rooms, including Melanie Hearing from Utah.
This is basically just a waiting game.
She's now been separated from her husband, John, who's hospitalized after tests confirmed he has the virus.
I'm alone here in the room.
Back in the U.S., another case of COVID-19. One of the Americans evacuated from the epicenter of the outbreak in Wuhan, China, and quarantined in Texas, testing positive.
We want people to understand we likely will see more cases here in the United States.
To combat the spread, 5 major cities, Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, will now check patients who test negative for the flu for COVID-19.
This will give us an early warning system of further spread in the United States.
And in San Diego County, where there are at least 2 confirmed cases of the virus, officials now declaring a public health emergency.
This does not mean that there is any increased risk to the general public. In fact, it is quite the opposite. This is an action taken that is meant to reassure the public that health authorities are proactively working to stay ahead of any challenges that may arise.
Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New details tonight. The NTSB releasing its preliminary report from its investigation of the helicopter crash site where Kobe Bryant and 8 others died last month. The report still unable to determine the exact cause of the crash and why the pilot of the helicopter suddenly lost control and dropped, crashing into the hillside near Calabasas, just outside of Los Angeles. The report did say, however, as mentioned before, that weather conditions were foggy the day of the crash. In the communications between the pilot and air traffic control released with the report, the pilot was concerned and seemed to be trying to find a path to their destination that avoided the fog. According to the report, the pilot kept asking air traffic control for an advisory on conditions as he was wanting to fly over the cloud tops and transition to a flight path along Highway 101. The controller advised that he would not be able to maintain radar contact at that altitude. It wasn't long after that communication with the helicopter was lost completely, and it began descending rapidly and crashed. A full report from the NTSB isn't expected to be released for several months.